Well, hello everybody, it's me, Main Man Chris, aka Constant Chris, and I'm joined this week by Baby Boy Ben, aka Blow-In Ben. He blows in, he blows out. When he feels like showing up, he does. If he doesn't, he doesn't. What's happening, Ben?
I'm feeling a lot more poetic now.
I don't know what that means. That doesn't matter, man. Nobody cares about that. We're here for the episode, and it is a fantastic episode this week, folks.
What be thy episode?
No, we're not doing that kind of... Okay, so this week we got a wonderful array of pranks for you. That's right, Butch goes on a different cryptid show. Plus, we've got Officer Steve calling a pastor. We've got Uncensored Radio. And first things first, every now and then, Patriot Pete encounters someone who is just perfect for him. And that's what happened this week, and it created a really wonderful clip. Check it out.
What doth be thy clip?
That's the same one you said before.
Everybody's coming in now. Jeez, I was ready to get off. Hold on. All right. I don't think you want a pink circle. Hold on. Let's make this
diverse enough where we all can feel inclusive.
All right. All right, Pete, you're coming on. You're hot. What do you want to talk about? Patriot Pete is in the house, buddy. What's going on, man? How are you?
Hey, what's happening, man? And hello to Maureen as well. Maureen, fellow American.
You're running a Shure.
That was a question, but yeah.
Wait, what was your question, brother? What was your question?
You fellow Americans?
Yeah, we're Americans. Do we sound American?
No, yeah. I mean, you do definitely, but the only reason I ask, and
sure,
I don't want to be confrontational or anything. I see now you got the shirt and everything like that. So, but you mentioned that you buy Buffalo jeans.
Yep, sure.
Yep, that's not an American company.
Who gives a fuck? They work.
No, hang on one second, because I think one of the most basic things that we can do as Americans is to, we are in the greatest country in the world, and I think one thing we can do is just simply buy our jeans.
Okay. Which jeans would you like me to buy?
American made, USA.
Give me. Well, you're busting my balls, so tell me the American jean company that you recommend.
I'm not busting your balls, actually. Your Buffalo jeans are, because they're also probably too tight as well, because the sizing on those is way off, because outside companies that aren't American companies don't even know how to do the sizing.
First of all, that's absolutely 100%. That's 100%. Do you own a pair of Buffalo jeans?
In France, where they're made.
Do you own a pair of Buffalo jeans?
I would never buy a pair of Buffalo jeans. I have US.
Okay, then you probably shouldn't talk about it if you don't know what you're talking about, right? I mean, that's fair to say. I mean, could you tell me what... Listen, I can tell you what a Maserati theoretically feels like, but I don't know how fantastic it is until I get one and know. I would probably never buy a Maserati.
I hope not. I hope you would buy a Ford or something like that, or something.
Ford, do you understand that over 76% of a Ford is made in a foreign country? It is probably one of the least American cars you can buy, and I do own a Ford.
So you own a non-American car, and you're proud of that?
I own a Ford. You just told me to buy a Ford because it's American. I do own a Ford, and 76% of that vehicle.
American one. You said it's a least American one, and yet you bought it.
Dude, what the fuck are you talking about? You just told me to buy a Ford, and I told you that you're not buying an American car when you're buying a Ford. There's a difference between being confrontational and literally not making any sense. You're also wearing an American fucking flag as a piece of clothing.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
Well, I'm wearing it because I'm cold, because my heat doesn't work.
Then go get something that isn't an American flag to put on your body.
What? You got a problem with it? You hate this flag?
I hate this flag. No. I've got one draped up. I've got one behind me that's sitting in a fucking triangle form. What do you think? I've got one tattooed on my body. I've got one lower left that's made out of wood, and I got one hanging behind me. What I wouldn't do is wear an actual American flag that's proportionately sized and cut on my body.
Because it is against flag etiquette.
Flag etiquette. Oh, and I guess you probably wouldn't wear a military uniform either, just if you weren't in the military, right?
No, I would wear a patch on my side, but that's not actually proportionate to what an American flag is. What you don't understand is that, excuse me, what branch of the military did you serve in?
What branch of the military did you serve in?
I didn't serve, but I wear the
So
uniform.
you just go ahead and talk what you don't know about and pretend that you do.
But I wear the uniform, especially on Memorial Day. There, I got it from Army surplus store, and I wear it and I walk around with it, and then so I sort of do know what it's like to.
That's called stolen fucking valor. And if any soldier or any airman or Coast Guardsman or Marine saw you, they would put you down.
Yeah, that's very offensive to be trying to pose as a military person, which is what you just said you do. And now you're using the flag to clean your nose? Are you an American?
I had a boogie.
Yeah, brother. Listen, man, there's an IQ prerequisite for this show, and you're failing miserably. What did you want to talk about?
I want to know what your favorite soccer team is.
I don't like soccer.
That's the correct answer. You got one right today.
So far, you haven't asked me anything. He just bailed. Jeez Louise. So this is...
That was weird.
No, it's just, and to sit here and think that he has everything that's American, does he understand that that flag that he had around himself is made in China? And I can simply tell by the color red is different than an American flag that's actually made in America red. It's a deeper red. The one behind me is made in America. I happen to know a thing or two about flags. So the one he has is actually made from fucking China. And he's sitting here and telling me about buy American. Doesn't make much sense.
Last week we had on the YKS boys, and this week Jesse's back to help out with a classic host prank, and it's Uncensored Radio with guest Joe Altman, and he's a real piece of shit. Check it out. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Uncensored Radio. I'm your host, Cal Alfred. Here we are uncensored. We shoot from the hip. We don't pull any punches, safe to say. And I am joined, as always, by my right-hand man, Tony Hooks, on the ones and twos. Tony, how are you? Joe, hang on one second. Everything all good, Joe?
I'm good.
Okay, sorry. I thought there was something. I thought you were watching something else or whatever. Oh, no, you're good. Okay. Yeah, we got our drinks. Okay, here we go.
Yep.
And I'm joined, as always, by my main man, Tony Hooks. Tony, what's happening with you, my man?
Hey, man. Glad to be here. This is actually the best part of my day. We're not pulling any punches and stuff like that. So this is big for me. Thanks for having me back on. Yeah.
And we are, of course, joined today by Joe Altman. Before we get to our guest, Tony, hear a little bit about your weekend. Anything exciting happen? Anything worthwhile to talk about?
Yeah. I got something. It was actually something with my wife.
Is it a bedroom type of thing?
Well, it's kind of yeah. I mean, it's kind of bedroom.
Well, let's be easy with that. We're doing it obviously for terrestrial. We're taping the radio for terrestrial. Portion of it, so we have to sort of tiptoe to be careful with what you're going to be saying as far as if it's going to be overtly sexual or whatever.
It's pretty intimate stuff. I mean, yeah, but it's like, I was just kind of like, it was just kind of like me and her in the bedroom and stuff like that, and we were just kind of doing a bunch of different.
But yeah,
stuff.
I mean, I probably just yeah.
Okay, yeah. No, there's no problem. What about you?
Well, I went out and I saw a guy speak this afternoon, and a wonderful a guy who I love. He has a lot of interesting points to make, and I always find it interesting that this guy's out speaking to a smaller group of people. He doesn't have that platform, and I think of it, and it's like I can't. I mean, I'm gonna have trouble with. There's a lot of it I'm not gonna be able to necessarily.
Yeah, be careful because we're going out on the
But yeah, a lot of his messaging, it was strong messaging, but like, yeah, I guess some of the language and maybe even some of it might be considered like I'd have to be, well, it's getting into a gray area kind of a thing. And so, but I will say that he was a very intelligent individual, and I'd love to have him on the show sometime. That in itself might be a problem as well. We'd have to pre-tape it, obviously. But our guest today is Joe Oltmann. Joe, thank you so much for coming on Uncensored Radio. Appreciate it. You are involved in some scandals and things like that. We won't touch on that. We don't want to mix up ourselves with any of that kind of stuff or anything. But what's happening with you? A nice way we start off. What do you think of Joe Biden?
I think that he occupies the White House. I think the election was stolen in 2020. I think we all...
Thanks for coming on Uncensored Radio, Joe. Appreciate it. Yeah, thank you.
Thanks.
Go ahead, cut it.
Cut what? Officer Steve sometimes pisses people off to the point where they hang up on him, but very rarely he manages to call during the break and get himself back on the air. And that's what happened this week with some pastor who was an absolute bootlicker. Check it out.
I got somebody that keeps pushing, trying to get on here. Hang on one second. I'm going to bring them on with us, okay? Hang on one second. Okay. You are live on the Chosen Generation radio show. You're live on the radio. How can I help you?
Oh, hi. My name is Steve. I'm a law enforcement officer, an LEO.
Okay, and what? How can I help you? You're on with myself and Attorney David Shestokas, live on the air.
Hello, Mr. Shestokas. I understand I'm live on the air. That's what I was calling in for.
Excellent,
Pastor Greg. I promise you, I'm well aware of my surroundings at all times. I'm 12 years law enforcement.
Okay.
And I'm well aware of all the situations I'm in, so there's no need for you to sort of tell me, oh, this is what's happening right now.
Well,
sir.
no, I have
control.
No, I'm not trying to do that, but I have a responsibility to let you know that you're live on the air under FCC regulations. How can I help you?
Okay, so you're going to tell me about the law and everything. That's great. So
no, I'm not telling you about the law. I have to.
Don't get combative with me, sir. Pastor
Okay, I'll terminate this call if you're going to keep going on.
Well, that's interesting. So yeah, I'm here as.
All right, so we terminated that call. We're going to take a break. Perhaps he'll call back during the break, and we'll try to figure out what his problem is. And welcome back to Chosen Generation Radio, where no topic is off limits and everything filtered through biblical glasses. We squared things away in the break. Please reintroduce yourself, sir, and ask your question.
My name is Officer Steve. I'm a law enforcement officer, 12 years law enforcement officer. I do appreciate you squaring it away with me. Of course, I can understand there's rules and regulations we have to follow. I of all people can totally understand that.
And thank you for your service to your community, by the way. We appreciate you.
Yeah, well, you do. I don't know that everybody does. But I guess my question for David, if you do become an attorney general, obviously a big issue with law enforcement these days, our ability to do our job and defunding and everything. I was curious. I think a really good idea, hear me out on this, is I think the cops need more weapons, more high-powered weapons, big, highly fortified, very cool-looking Cybertruck type, Tesla Cybertruck type things, maybe with a gun on the top mounted up. You can just roll through an area, and if you see somebody that kind of gives you a nasty eye one way or the other.
Oh, come on, Steve. Come on, Steve. All right.
Okay.
Now you, yeah. All right. We'll talk to you later. Okay. All right. Well, apparently that was not Officer Steve, and
Yeah,
and that was an effort to try to get something out there that
isn't happening and doesn't happen.
And obviously, that's not what law enforcement's about. Go ahead, David.
While we were off the air, he was asking a reasonable question, and that's why you put him on the air.
Yes.
Ben, what do you know about cryptids?
Thou.
Quiet. This is the one we're using. Okay, so this week, Butch incredibly found a different show about cryptids. He went on months ago and met some fun-loving guys. This week, he went on a different show and met some new fun-loving guys. Check it out.
Protection and carries our voice a little stronger so they can hear us through the mountains. Hey, what up?
So we had a person that wanted a request to join the show, and welcome. And what's your name? What should we call you?
Hey, it's Butch.
What up, Butch?
Connor, do you know him?
No, I've came across paths of him, but no, we need to know his story right now. I want more to him.
Yes, and I know he told me in the chat that you have a paranormal and UFO story. So what we'll do is Butch, we're going to jump into the cryptid news. And then when we get into the paranormal, I want to hear your paranormal story. And then when we get into the UFO segment, I also want to hear your UFO story. So since you're here, let's just jump right into it. And we're going to jump right into the cryptid news. All right, so FF Butch, I don't know how long you've been watching this channel.
I have friends who do the Cryptoholic show, and they do a show on cryptids, and I went on and talked about cryptids because I grew up in Pacific Northwest as well, Eric.
This other video will be shown tomorrow, but I want to hear his paranormal story, so let's get into the paranormal right now. All right, I got a couple videos. They're about the same thing. They're about the Goatman's Bridge. One's called the Goatman's Bridge.
Goatman?
And the second video, yes.
Police discover an abandoned car beside Old Alton Bridge, 5 miles south of Denton, Texas.
There is a video that claims that this scream came from the bridge. Now, like I said, I can't verify it. Our new guest, what do you know about the Goatman?
I don't know much. I know of the Goatman. I've heard of that. Also, I'm not sure if you guys have heard of Goatman actually had a son, and his name's Goat Boy, and he was on Saturday Night Live, Jim Brewer, and he would do the Goat Boy. And he would do the Goat Boy noises. Yeah. It's too bad he's kind of talks about a lot of weird stuff now, Jim Brewer, but he was a lot of fun when he was the Goat Boy.
Since we're still in the paranormal section now, you have told me in an email that you've experienced a paranormal. So since we're in this paranormal section of the show, what's your paranormal experience?
I have to leave right now, unfortunately. Timing-wise, has not worked out for me, and I do have a good paranormal experience to talk about, but I have to leave today for a mysterious reason. I'm not going to tell you guys exactly why I have to leave. I'm going to leave it up to the viewer and to you guys to sort of say there's all kinds of different reasons why I might have to leave, but it's sort of interesting and spooky in itself. Where's he going? Is he going to return? But thank you so much for having me on. I respect and love everything you guys do so much, and it's a treat for you guys to let me into your community even just briefly.
You should come on a Wednesday night with us, and that's the night that we usually tell whatever story. It's not formatted like this.
Tell me a story. Yeah, absolutely. Let's do it. Hey, I got to go right now quickly and mysteriously and quickly. I don't know why I have to go, and it's up to people to decide why, but thank you so much. Where's he going?
Okay.
All right, everybody, that's the end. The end of the episode, eh, Ben? Something poetic to say about that, no doubt?
The sun hath shine, but...
Okay, no, just say no. And thanks so much for watching, though. If you want to go over and check out some more action, the Patreon is fantastic this week. Here's a couple of clips from the bonus episode.
I just want to add, Guy, what have you been up to lately?
Well, I'm doing what I've been doing and everything like that, trying to keep active politically and everything like that.
People love me. I'm Connor.
All right. Well, Connor, what do you got for me today?
What are you guys doing? What are you guys up to?
Oh, well, we got a show. What do you mean? What are we doing? What are we up to? What do you want to talk about?
Well, anything. I love having conversations, and you guys seem really cool. And
oh man, we're doing it on the before the. This is the wrong background. Fuck it, we're not starting again. And yeah, so go over and definitely subscribe and support the channel. We really do appreciate it. And I want to say as well, still a lot of support for Ban. Hey, may the better man win. I don't want to be doing all the mudslinging or anything like that. I think I show it. I'm Constant Chris. I'm always here. And this guy's doing his weird poetry thing. Who even knows what that is? You're supposed to say a poetry line.
The leaves rain down.